I am Batman. Average Sniper.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Average Sniper here, and welcome to another Call of Duty Warzone video. So, this video, obviously, you figured out by the title, is my first solo win. And it wasn't a lot of kills, but I am proud of it because it was my first solo win. And I've included some of the games leading up to that. Now, I remember the first solo win I ever got in PUBG and H1Z1 like it was yesterday. Like that feeling I got when I finally got the win for the very first time, and it was awesome. I don't get the same feeling from this game, but I don't think it's because of the game. I think it's because I've been playing Battle Royales for like a little over 3 years now. So that feeling of getting a first win in a Battle Royale just isn't the same. But this is a great game still. Because I don't get that feeling in PUBG anymore either when I get a win, because I've got so many wins in PUBG, you know? So I think it's just, not that I'm burned out on Battle Royale, but just that I'm used to it, you know? I'm used to being in those top 10 situations. I'm used to having a 1v1 with the last guy. I hate to say it, but it's just like not a big deal anymore. It still feels awesome to win, but I don't get that sweaty palms, super fast heart rate feeling that I did before. God, I'm such a nerd for getting that feeling when playing a video game. But hey, I think that's the main reason a lot of us enjoy Battle Royales, because a multiplayer experience where you can just respawn and it's team-based just doesn't do the trick. In fact, I think that's one of the main reasons why Battlefield has gone downhill. Not because of just all the things they've done to the game that people don't like too much, but because, you know, they did a very poor job on their actual Battle Royale product, and people were just tired of respawn games. Now, there's still a huge market out there for respawn games for sure, but there's also a huge market out there for Battle Royale. And I think Call of Duty Warzone has done a really good job in capitalizing on that and making their own version of Battle Royale while keeping to the same principles of having a big map and that there can only be one survivor or one team that wins. I think they, and adding their own twist too. At first I thought, man, I hope Call of Duty doesn't add their own twists to this game, because it seems like every time somebody tries to compete with PUBG, they add their own twist to the Battle Royale that just completely ruins the experience. But I actually like the twists that Call of Duty has added on here. In fact, if it weren't for the Gulag, this might not have been my first win. It's just a good feeling. It's a horrible feeling when you die, but then when you realize you have another chance to come into the game, it's just great. Now check this part out. I know there's a guy somewhere around here. I walk in, I don't see anybody. He was actually behind those boxes, just sitting there in the corner. I should have known. I should have known. And it's not just Call of Duty. It's being in the top 10. I think I was like third place right there. But man, so on to the next match. I'm decided to be a little more aggressive and drive around. I've been playing this game pretty aggressively, but it really depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Some people are like, it's Call of Duty, you gotta rush every gunfight, but that's not true. It is Call of Duty, but this is the Battle Royale version of Call of Duty, okay? And if you've already been to the Gulag once and you don't have a self-revive in solos, you probably don't want to rush every single gunfight unless you're just going for kills and you don't really care too much about the win. I like getting the win, especially on new games. Once the game's been out for a while and I've got a lot of wins under my belt, I don't really care too much about getting the wins. It's more, at that point, it's more just about having a good time. But right now, I'm kind of focused on the wins because it's a new game, and I want to see, you know, how many wins I can get, and I want to figure out the best strategy for the end game circle, because these end game circles are so different than they are in PUBG. I mean, you've got guys with kill streaks, you've got guys with UAVs that show enemy locations, you've got guys with full-plated armor that have 2.5 times health than what they should. It's crazy. Alright, so here's a Gulag match right here. I love the shotgun Gulag matches. I'm usually pretty good at winning the shotgun Gulag matches. It's the pistol Gulag matches that really give me a hard time. I've never been that great with pistols in any first-person shooter. I've always been a sniper or a full auto assault rifle kind of guy. I think most of us are, but there are some people out there that are beasts with pistols. I don't know if it's the aim assist that just snaps people on, and the only reason I think that is because I played Call of Duty on console for years, from like Modern Warfare all the way up to Advanced Warfare. That's when I kind of retired from Call of Duty and started playing Battlefield and PUBG and other games. Pretty much just Battlefield and PUBG. But I do remember when I was primarily a sniper and I would switch to my pistol. It would usually be a full auto pistol or a very powerful one. I would like never ever miss a shot. That aim assist just put me right on target with that pistol every time. So I don't think that, and when I'm using a mouse, I actually have to like line it up. And of course, using a mouse is way easier than using a controller, but I just can't get it out of my head. I remember having that aim assist with pistols with the controller and just thinking, if I could just plug my controller in during the Gulag, I'd probably do a lot better with my pistol fights. But I don't, obviously. I keep using my keyboard and mouse because I play on PC, and I really enjoy the cross-platform. I don't care that console guys have aim assist. The truth is they need aim assist to compete with people using keyboard and mouse. The trick is just to find the balance between aim assist and aimbot. Obviously, if the aim assist is closer to an aimbot where it does the majority of the aiming for the player, that's bad. But if it is truly just aim assist where the player has to rely on their skill and only get assisted a little bit to the target to make up for that lack of speed with the controller versus a mouse, it's perfectly fine. So maybe there is some fine tuning that needs to be done with the aim assist, but I'm not complaining about it. I'm super happy I get to play with my Xbox and PlayStation friends from my PC. I think all games in the future should have cross-play experience so that, you know, we can play with all our friends on all the different platforms. And honestly, these Xbox guys and PlayStation guys are really good at this game. You know, now on the other hand, a game like PUBG, where it's very unoptimized on PC and console, and there's no aim assist. Aiming is so hard with the controller on PUBG. I would never want to see that game in its current state go crossplay against PC players, because that wouldn't be fair. But I do think Call of Duty has done an amazing job implementing crossplay between console and PC. Even if the aim assist might need a little bit of work, I think it's really good. So no complaints from me on that. I am thoroughly enjoying it. But I do want to see you guys' comments about what you think about the current state of crossplay with video games, whether you like being able to play with people on other platforms, or whether you just want to be able to play with people on the same platform. The main reason I like it is because I get to play with my friends on other platforms, and because it keeps the servers full, you know. So if a game starts getting older, like PUBG, if PUBG had crossplay, it would probably be super easy to find a lobby no matter what time of day you were playing, no matter if you were playing third person or first person. But that's just not an option right now because of how unoptimized PUBG is on console. It's unoptimized on PC too, but mainly console. So there was a second place. I felt so bad getting that. I went into my next match. I was stalking a guy and got shot by a guy I couldn't even hear right beside me. Still getting used to hearing footsteps in this game. So different than PUBG. The footsteps aren't very loud. Finished this guy off with the pistol fight. Very happy I was able to win that. And so we find ourselves towards the end of the game. This was a very boring match. I was looking for people and just couldn't seem to find anyone. Every time I went towards gunshots, the people were gone. So I decided, since it was close to the end of the match, I would just try and go for the win and play it PUBG style. So if you're wondering what loadout I have the RAM 7. I believe the optic I have is a 3x zoom optic. I try to do for my, oh, there's a guy. For my attachments, I try to do 2 that reduce recoil and 2 that make the aim down sights better if I have to. If I can't do that, I'll do 2 that make the aim down sights faster and 1 recoil control attachment, and that seems to work perfect on most guns. The RAM 7 is like my favorite. Last guy right behind the wall here, I saw some movement there. I'm totally ready to get this win. There it is, finally. I just won my first solo. Not my first win in Warzone, but my first solo win. Yesterday was the first day that I actually had quite a while to play solos and go for that win. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. See you later.